Welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by thebullyexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying. So let them help you. So I'm here, guys, in the balcony, on the balcony where we are currently living here in Italy. Check out this beautiful view. Isn't that beautiful? At night is even more beautiful with the little lights in every window going off. Lucky me, this is the view I get to see every night. There's going to be a lot of noise because I'm outside. I don't like to do shows outside. There's a little wind. The sun is going down, so the sun's going to change. So there's going to be a little change in here. There's a church just up the hill as well. Let's see if it's on the screen. I think it's like right over here somewhere. Either that one or it's hard to kind of point to where it is, or that one right there. So one of those are the church. So you're going to hear the church bells. And you see me wearing a mask because I'm wearing a mask to tell you guys it's not a political statement. A mask is not a political statement. It's just something to help you. Wear it over your nose, in your face. Your nose and your mouth. Don't wear it like this. Don't wear it like this. And definitely don't wear it like this. It's not a chin diaper. All right? So it's not a political statement. So, yesterday, I was interviewed, as you guys might know, by a South African YouTuber, and it was awesome talking with her and kind of, being asked questions about what I think about bullying. So we hope to have her on our show and see if we can, continue to talk about bullying and how to prevent it. So one of our followers, and thank you for sending me this information. You guys always can send me links to things or photos that you might think are very interesting for the show, and I appreciate it. So today's topic is why most school anti-bullying programs make bullying worse. And I read through this whole thing this morning, and shout out to Israel Kalman who wrote it. So I'm gonna read this one part that really got to me, and then I'm gonna read some other parts that I found very interesting as well. So the conventional wisdom about bullying is that society is not doing enough to stop it. Okay? Hey Hutch, thank you for joining the show. If only we increase awareness of bullying and intensify our anti-bullying policies, bullying will finally disappear. But bullying awareness is coming out of our ears. The true problem is that the approach to bullying is a catch-22. Harder we impede it, the worse the problem becomes. That's what's needed is a fundamental different paradigm. A true effective approach would require less effort and get better results. The person goes on to say, such an approach exists. The world hasn't embraced it because researchers take it for granted that the current approach is correct. So they don't research anymore because they think what they're doing is right. It's basically what the writer's saying. And, it's really strange because some people do think, thank you if you're joining us, people really do think that if you punish someone, the more you punish it, the worse things are going to get, the more they're going to want to do the opposite, right? For instance, there was years ago a war on alcohol, believe it or not. Thank you for joining the show. There was a war on alcohol, and the more you told people not to drink, the more they drank. There was a war. I guess the war on marijuana is kind of dwindling down now that in most states, RM, thank you for joining the show. Now that most states in America have made it legal to smoke recreationally and for municipal purposes. So, go ahead. You want to smoke marijuana? Go ahead. So, giving that approach that makes people not be interested in the situation. That's what this writer is basically trying to say. But if you have an anti-bullying program in your school and it's not working, I think it's the way you're implementing it. I don't think it's a situation of, and I could be wrong. I'm not a professional psychologist, but I don't think it has to do with the fact that you're implementing this program and now the bully is saying, well, if you're going to tell me I can't bully, I'm going to bully more. I'm going to bully harder. I don't think that's what the current situation is. Just says, thank you for joining the show. SK, thank you for joining the show. AJS, I'm sorry if I mixed that up. But what's your take? That's what I want to know. So I think that if you have a bullying program and it's not working, you're not really following through on everything. That's the way I feel. That's how I feel about it. You got to follow through. You find a kid is being bullied, you got to let the bully know. And that's what I was telling you about earlier, guys. The church bells from the church. There's a church up there. And I'll try to, for those of you that are joining us, I believe the church is right there. I could be wrong. There or there. The church is in there somewhere. So you have to follow through. You have to follow through. You find someone bullying. You got to make sure, you got to talk with both the kids, not just one of the kids, both the kids. You have to make sure that the kid is not continuing being bullied on the down low. I never knew those bells were so loud. I hope you guys can hear me. You got to make sure that the kid who was doing the bullying understands that he's not in any real trouble. Even though someone's bullying, first time offense, we don't want to get on them hard. We don't want to do that. We just want to bring to their attention that bullying is not right. Don't do it. You don't want to, because it's true. If you harp on it and you really tell a kid, you're horrible for bullying, for being a bully. You're terrible. That's really gonna make things worse. That's gonna make that kid want to say, "Oh, you think I'm bad? Watch me be badder. You think because I'm bullying, I'm bad? Watch me be badder." So that is true what the writer says about that. And so you don't really want to take that approach, but you have to follow through. You have to make sure that the kid is still not bullying the kid by talking to the bully, and you got to make sure that the kid who's being bullied is all right, and that does he want to talk further about the situation. You got to do all that. If you just sit there and tell the kid you can't bully anymore, and then it's all over with, and you don't follow through, Brady, thank you for joining the show, then of course the bullying's going to start, the bullying's going to get worse, and your anti-bullying program is not going to work. I totally agree with that. Drinking some ginger tea for those of you that are wondering. Mental Help Muslims, thank you for joining the show. So that to me, that's the important thing to do. Follow through. Be firm when you need to be firm. Be easy and helpful when it's a first time offense. But I think that the article was getting more in the terms of sometimes when someone complains about bullying, They are, how do I put this? They are labeled as a tattletale, and they gotta let everyone know in the school that no, this person's not a tattletale for letting them know that you gotta break down that wall. And I think if you don't break down that wall, then that's when your bullying anti-bullying program is not going to work. Let's see. Mental Health Muslim says, "Yep, important to follow through. We take bullying too lightly." And Sheikhi Suk says, "Hello, sir. Hello, how are you?" Thank you, Mental Health Muslims, for your little statement. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think people turn around and say, "Oh, he's bullying you. Stop bullying him. You stop tattletaling." And then that is the anti-bullying program at most schools and at businesses as well. I think that's the approach they take. So when you take that kind of approach, it doesn't help anyone. You don't want to label, like I said, you don't want to label the bully a label. You don't want to label the bully a bully, and you don't want to label the person who informed you that they're being bullied as a tattletale or a rat or a fink or whatever words they're using out there, because that's not going to help. Name calling in either direction is not going to help. Just let the person know what you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't do it. Let's see, Wing Chung Against Bullying. Thank you for joining the show. Wow, nice name. So I think that's the important thing to do. Gerardo, thank you for joining the show. If you guys have any questions, please smash that question mark, ask your question, or if you just want to make a statement. Let me show those that have just come in. This is the beautiful view from the balcony of our new place here in Italy, where I'm going to probably do most shows from out here. That's for sure. Sometimes it gets a little chilly out here for me, but I'm going to keep trying it. So, to have a successful bullying program, whether it be at work or at school, you got to follow through. You got to follow through, and you got to let both people involved know that it's not, bullying is not right, and it will not be accepted. But just to touch base real quickly on what the writer of this article said, they said that the bullying programs fail because no one really knows who really is the bully, right? Because bullies will say, no, 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 he was bullying me. I've seen that happen a lot in schools, and it even happens in workplaces, but not at the same level because people are adults. But it's called gaslighting. You gaslight and you just confuse and muddy the waters. Then nobody knows who's being bullied, who's the bully, and then nobody wants to care and help out. But the way I look at it is, if you're in a situation where you don't know who the bully is, because the real bully is masquerading and acting like the victim, then you handle them both. The same way you handle them both, that they're the victim, and you handle them both that they're the bully. Very easily though, because you don't want to make the real victim feel like they came to you and they when they should have not. So you got to really take it easy. But I would definitely make it a point to make people understand that if I find out who the real bully is, you're gonna really be in trouble. And I think that in a situation like that, the best thing to do is to separate those kids, or if they're adults, separate those adults. When you're gonna be here, you're gonna be there. Separate them. Don't come together. Don't speak to each other. Leave it at that. I think that's the best thing to do. So let's see. Mental Help Muslim says, how can adults get closure for bullying they went through in childhood? Okay, and let's see. AJS, I think made a statement here. Let's see. The school tries to make the person that is trying to get out of being bullied, Wait. Let me see if did I read that right. The school tries to make the person that is trying to get out of being bullied. They make them feel bad about trying. I get help out of the situation. Yeah, you're right. That is a true statement. They do try to make them feel bad by calling them snitch and little different things like that. Um, it's not snitching. So I think that one thing you can do is you can speak to the bully himself. Hey, that's not cool. And then if that doesn't work, then maybe go to the teacher. But no, it's not snitching, and you're right. So let's go to help mental health Muslims question. How can adults get closure for being bullied? The bullying that they went through in their childhood. Um, you can try. I wouldn't do it. That for me. This is just for me. Okay. If you can let it go, let it go. That was a part. Don't live in the past. Live in the future, right? I always like to say, don't look in the rearview mirror because you're not going that direction, right? You're going forward. But if you feel that you have to, and you can communicate with this person, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, can we sit down and can we talk?" You know, make sure it's a public place. Okay, don't make sure it's just you and that person. I feel that if you try once, maybe you try in a phone call and you try once, and the person says to you, I have no interest in talking with you," you know, I let that go. Once you've tried, let it go. Don't. I've talked about this in my past shows, and for those of you that just tuning in to our page, we got hundreds and hundreds of videos about bullying, about eating healthy in our IGTV section. Go check them out. Be sure to like them. Be sure to share them, and be sure to comment on what you thought. Did I do a good job? Did I leave something out? Let me know. But to continue on, um, it's not healthy if a person wants nothing to do with you, as in this case, you want to talk to them and get closure, and you're persistent, and you're saying, no, let's talk. I want to talk with you. I want to talk. That's not healthy for you. That really isn't. So if you've tried, okay, and the person says, no, I have no interest in talking to you, start working on letting that go. Seek professional help if you have to, but start working on letting that go. And I know some of you are saying, well, that's easy for you to say, Richard. You weren't bullied as a kid. No, you're right. But I know that holding, I was done wrong as a kid. I've had girls that cheated on me. I've had friends that stole from me. I've had wrong things happen to me, and it's not as severe. I understand that, but it is a situation where you want closure. You want to know why they cheated on you. You want to know why. After we had a friendship, I had a friendship with a guy, Italian guy. We were great friends. We were really good friends. We were inseparable. Every weekend, I would sleep at his house. Every weekend. Um, Great friends. And then one day he calls me the N word, and that just destroyed our friendship. We tried to mend it back together after that, and it just did not work. And I've always, to this day, I've always wanted to know why. If you thought I was nothing, if you thought you were better than me, to me, if you call someone the N word, if you call someone any word that demeans someone, you think you're better than them. So how could you have me at your house? How could you hang out with me the way we did? We were almost like brothers. But yet you look at me and you see nothing but an N word. How? I always want to ask that question. I would love to have that question answered now, but it's not going to happen. So I've learned to just let that go. You know. Uh, so if you want to try, If you're saying to yourself, I wanna talk to my childhood bully, and this is a very good question. Thank you. Um, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Mental help Muslims for this question. If you really want to, the key things is like I said, the key, and I hate to repeat it all the time, but it's important. Is to try to reach out to them. They have no interest. Let it go, and start working on that. Even seek professional help. If you try to talk and all it is was a reunion of being bullied again, get up, walk out, and don't worry about it again. Put it to a close right there. If you turn around and it's great and everything's good, accept it, forgive the person, and move on. Because if even after if everything goes your way, the person apologizes, the person is really grateful, um, you could still harbor some resentment. Let that go if it all works out. I mean, I've had people turn to me and tell me, I got a call one day. This is a true story. Someone told me. I got a call one day. It was this girl that they didn't feel they were bullying them, but they were very mean to them. They admitted that they were very mean to them. They didn't think it was bullying. And the person called them and said, I want you to know that during high school, you were very mean to me. You were rude. You were a bully. I hated you, and everything else. And I just want you to know that. That's what they did to kind of come to peace with the fact that they were bullied as a kid. And the bully just he didn't tell me his reaction, but he told me what it was thinking in his head. He was like, we're kids, we're young, and you're still harboring over this. People that are bullies or that don't realize they're bullies. He told me I didn't realize that I was classified as a bully. I know I was being mean to her, but I didn't know it was bullying. And I told the guy, if it's repeated, if it's happening every day, you're a bully. Some of these people don't realize it, and what's a shame of it all is that they didn't realize it, but when they said it, when they were told, when they were told that how that person felt, they just kind of dismissed them. We were kids. We were kids. So what? And that's the wrong thing to do. I'm the type of person that I feel that no joke. Like there's some people that feel, well, that joke is way too far. I don't feel a joke has gone too far. If it's funny, it's funny. And sometimes I have insulted people with my jokes. And the first thing I do is I apologize. I don't say there's no reason to be for you to be insulted. You just apologize. I wasn't meaning to insult you. Is but now I know. There are some people that there are certain religions and you can't tell jokes about their religion. Then there are certain people that you can tell jokes about any religion you want except for theirs, which is hypocritical. But for me, an insult about a religion that I may be in is not insulting to me as long as it's funny. Um, so that's what I would do. That's a very good question again. Mental health, Muslims, that's a very good question. But mostly, I would, it's like I said, there's nothing wrong with trying to reach out, okay, to your bully. Just know when to take a hint. Treat it as when you're trying to start a relationship with the opposite sex, right? You let them know you're interested. If they're not interested, you move on. That's kind of has to be your same attitude. Let me show you my view one more time, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. So that's what I would do. That's the way I would approach it. And good luck. to anybody that's trying that, be sure to let me know how it worked out. If you have any more questions, guys, please feel free to leave us any information in our comment section. Okay, your question in our comment section. If it's personal, leave it in the DM. But please, if it's not, leave it in the comment section so that people know that other people feel the same way they do, and they'll want to seek help. That's why I always ask you guys to put it in the comment section. All right. So that's going to do it for us on this episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by thebullyexposed.com, 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you. Also brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. Remember, I'm not a professional, so seek the help of a professional or your parents before doing any of the things I tell you. Remember, anyone can wear the crown, anyone can be a hero. Be kind to one another, and have a great day. Bye.